What's up, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to some more Pioneer action as we get prepared for the regional championship that is fast approaching in DC. It's almost 2 weeks away at this point. So we are going to be doing some more testing over the next couple of weeks. Just the focus is going to be primarily on Pioneer. And to be honest, most of you guys, as far as the comments are concerned, it seems like that's what you're interested in anyways. I am going to be working on the Pioneer metagame. I know that we kind of experimented with that last week. I am going to be doing that, recording that again tomorrow morning once we get the data from the weekend. So there seemed to be a lot of good positive feedback on that as well. Before we continue, as always, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. Now, with all of that said, as again we approach the regional championship, I wanted to go ahead and give Indomitable Creativity another shot because we've gotten some interesting tools over the past couple of sets, and quite honest with you, some tools that are really, really prevalent in Standard, and maybe they're good enough to translate into Pioneer. And the card in question that I really kind of want to focus on and really want to highlight here today is Caretaker's Talent. So for those of you who have not been playing any Standard, you may not be familiar with this card, but it is a class. So it comes into play, you get the first level, you pay a certain amount of mana to get the second one, and then a certain amount of mana to get the last level. The first level is whenever one or more tokens you control enter, draw a card, triggers once each turn. Then for one single white mana, you can make a copy of a token, and then for 4 total mana, you can creature tokens you control get +2/+2. Permanent bonus, you get all. So basically, the classes you get all 3 of them once you get to level 3. And why this card is so good, especially when combined in sort of this creativity shell, you really do want to make a ton of tokens for Indomitable Creativity anyways. So you're making tokens. Caretaker's Talent pays you off because you're drawing cards while you're making tokens. Drawing cards? Good. And the other nice thing is the creativity deck maybe can suffer a little bit when people are prepared at fighting over either the creativity on the stack, whether it's through counter spells or ways to remove your creatures or tokens. And Caretaker's Talent, believe it or not, kills people really quickly. You can, if you play a Fable the Bear Breaker, and then on turn 4, you play Caretaker's Talent, activate the level, make a copy of the Fable token, you have 2/2/2 Fable tokens, and then even if you just flip the talent next turn, you now have 2/4/4 Fable tokens. That kills people really quickly. And if they, for whatever reason, they have to spend some time answering your tokens, well, now you have a window to open up for creativity. So it really kind of sort of puts them in this weird squeeze where they need to be able to answer everything, but they don't have the answers for everything. The creativity target of choice for today, at least, is Atraxa. I have been experimenting with other targets, namely Vaultborn Tyrant, which I will bring for you. I will bring up on screen for you just so you can see kind of the big difference here. I think that Atraxa Grand Unifier is better when you're doing creativity for X=1. The reason that I like Vaultborn Tyrant just a little bit more is because it opens up avenues for creativity for more than one. You can imagine putting 2 Atraxas into play. You get to draw a lot of cards, but you only get to keep one of the Atraxas because it is legendary. But with Vaultborn Tyrant, you draw not as many cards, but you still draw enough, gain enough, and then you get to keep both of the bodies in play. So, after playing with Atraxa, I think I would recommend Vaultborn Tyrant. They're pretty close, though. I think you could maybe even consider doing a split as well. As far as what the rest of the deck is concerned, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. A whole just stack of removal. 4 Torch the Tower, 3 Lightning Helix, 2 Volcanic Spite, 1 Get Lost, 4 Wandering Emperor, which doubles as removal and token production, and 2 copies of Sunfall. So just as much removal as you can get your hands on. Fable the Mirror Breaker, relatively self-explanatory. We mentioned Caretaker's Talent, 4 creativities. That's the namesake of the deck. And then a couple of other token makers here. We're trying a split of 2 Builder's Talent and 2 Virtue of Loyalty. After playing this deck, not really a big fan of Virtue, and I think I might just go 4 copies of Builder's Talent. The really cool thing about Builder's Talent is that level 3 reanimation effect. Sure, it doesn't hit creatures, so you can't reanimate Atraxa, but it gets everything else. You can get a Wandering Emperor, a Caretaker's Talent, or a Fable the Mirror Breaker right from the graveyard into play. So good when the games are going a lot longer, if they're fighting over your spells with counter spells or discard spells, anything like that. So that is pretty much it for the main deck. Just kind of want to touch on the removal, specifically the split of 4 Torch, 3 Helix, 2 Spite, 1 Get Lost. Torch, I think, is the best one. The aggressive decks really need you to have a 1-mana removal spell, and this also exiles Phoenix. Kind of same thing with Helix. There's so much of that Rakdos Prowess deck that the gain 3 on Helix, very important. Volcanic Spite as a 2 of, it's not the most efficient card, but it can put Atraxas from your hand back in the bottom of your library, and then 1 Get Lost just in case people are still playing with Shieldred. Mana base, nothing too much to touch on. Couple of important things though. Fountainport, fantastic addition from the new set. This card just does everything. It draws cards, it makes tokens, it ramps you, it countercasts Atraxa because it makes treasures. Just, this is everything that Mirrex wanted to be, and then some. And then the other note here, we're playing Temple of Triumph over the Surveil Land. I knew I'd figured that out eventually, because we don't want to put the Atraxa into the graveyard. We'd rather put it on the bottom of the deck so we can creativity into it. Quickly touching on the sideboard here, most of this is, you can probably imagine, like you have a couple of grindy planeswalkers. I'm choosing to go with a split of Elspeth and Elspeth because I want to try the different ones. This one, probably not that good. This one's probably a little bit better. Deafening Silence for Lotus Field, Brotherhood's End is your additional sweepers, 1 copy of Get Lost for Shieldred, Volley for Phoenix, Rest in Peace for Phoenix, one additional Sunfall for creature decks, Ruric Thar as your post-board creativity target against the Lotus Field decks and maybe Control, although you probably wouldn't want to cut Atraxa. And then Void Winnower is mostly here for mono green, so you have some additional flexibility when you want to creativity into different things. And that's pretty much it for the deck tech. I sure hope you guys enjoyed this little intro, and I can't wait to show you guys the game. So I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Well, I know Boros was the best deck at one point, right? With like Glenhawks and stuff. Like Boros bounce all of your own stuff. Oh, I'm surprised that nobody pointed this out. Does anybody have any idea why I'm playing Temple of Triumph over Elegant Parlor? I'll give you one opportunity, chap. I'm surprised nobody pointed it out. Don't want that. There you go. See, chat's smart. The one rare instance where Scryland's better than Surveil Lands. Rosie Dog says, because you're dumb. That's the more appropriate answer. We have a Ronin Gamer. I repeat, a Ronin Gamer. Because we're missing fetches, yes. Ronin, ooh, Cavern of Souls Ronin, huh? Interesting. Yeah, honestly, Elegant Parlor is too expensive. It was not in the budget. Anyways, I think we're back. Hello? Hello? Are we back? Alright, what'd they do? They played an Adeline. Interesting. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is hold up Emperor. And then I think the plan is Emperor the Inti when they go to attack, and then untap, make a token with Emperor, then creativity it. I think that's the plan. How's the stream looking? Is it? We're fully back, right? I think we should be good. Looks fine on my side. The internet really is a series of tubes. It's kind of unfortunate that this has Vigilance. Vigilance is broken. Soaring Eagle, thank you for the 38-month resub. I've been enjoying playing the Snake deck, so I'm glad you're liking them. They've been a lot of fun. Appreciate the 38 months. That's a long time. Thank you. Thank you for that, Soaring Eagle. Soaring Eagle. So we go Exile here. I don't think this song is by Fall Out Boy. Oh yeah, that probably messed up. Let me see if I can redo this. Does this work? Oh, that's bad. Did not expect that. We are in danger. Did that work? No, that did not work. A Boros Humans. Yeah, and they have the Reinforced Ronin in hand. Okay, this is going to look a little weird. but I want to go main phase Emperor, make a token Caretaker's Talent copy. I think I like this. If I wait to Emperor till their turn, I can't use the talent to make a copy of the token. Maybe it was better to just go not use the mana Emperor, make a token on their turn, and just don't use the talent to copy. And then on my turn, I can play land 6, copy, creativity for 2 to play around another removal spell. That could have been better. Yeah, I saw that, Mikey. I didn't check that out yet, but I did see that. You sent me that. I was waiting for it. We already went over this before. The reason to play temples over surveillance in this deck is because if you let's say, for the sake of argument, you surveil land and you see an Atraxa on top, you would much rather have the Atraxa on the bottom of your library than in your graveyard because, creativity things. So this is the one rare instance where temples are actually better. Okay, that. The Ronin's attacking me. Okay, I'll just kill the 1/1s. Yeah, I know that it doesn't come up very often, but this is the one rare circumstance where I think that temples are actually better than surveil lands. Ooh, let cook. Now the question is, do we get greedy and not play around a removal spell? I mean, we probably should, right? They certainly could have a 1-mana removal spell. The downside is we, have 2 Atraxas and we have to lose one of them, but it's fine. This also gets me more looks at finding a torch. So, honestly, enchantment, sorcery, instant, land, done. Oh, they don't want to play anymore. All right, cool. Well, that was fun. I Atraxa you. Okay, so Rending Volley, good. Get Lost, good. Bro End, good. Sunfall, good. Expensive Walker's bad. These bad. Okay, so you have to cut 6 cards. I think one of these can probably go. These can probably go. One of these can go. You still have to cut 2 more? I wanted to have some planeswalkers in the sideboard for the grinding matchups. I don't know if these are the best ones, but these were the ones that I kind of saw that interested me because they both make tokens. But basically, those 2 slots are stuff that you want. You want more card advantage elements. Again, not sure if those are the best options, but those are the ones that I thought of. This might just be a matchup we don't want any talents. Keep in this. It feels bad to cut them because that's kind of what we're trying, but it's just not really what this matchup is about. This matchup is about killing everything they play and not drawing cards. So as much as it pains me to board out the talents, I think this is a matchup where it probably makes sense to. This hand kills some of their stuff. Not all of it, but most of it. 4-mana Gideon. Is Gideon better than Elspeth, the 4-mana Elspeth? I'm pretty sure the 4-mana Elspeth is just better than Gideon. Because that one makes lifelink tokens, which is much better against the aggressive decks. The lifelink on those tokens matter a lot. I guess I didn't board in the Elspeth here, but... Dahlia's Lieutenant... I'm probably get losting that, right? I'm gonna get lost something this turn. Not sure what, but I'm definitely gonna get lost something. Just wait till we creativity for 3 and get 3 Atraxa triggers. I think people hate Sunfall because it's the commander players. It's the same people. It's the same people that don't like Farewell. Farewell has really trained our brains to think differently about sweepers, If there was a card on the list of things that I did not want to draw that turn, it was the second Atraxa. Nice deck, by the way. This is what we in the business call exquisite deck building. Is there like, okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention too. But the problem with Builder's Talent is it doesn't get back creatures, right? Let me read this card again. I think it's non-creature, non-land, right? When this class becomes level 3, return target non-creature, non-land permanent. Is there like some white card that reanimates Atraxa? 10 damage? I'll take 10. So we need to find a land here. I mean, I'm not casting these. You don't actually get the Atraxa until the 3rd chapter. Alright, well, if they have an answer for Atraxa, I am toast. I guess it's better to do this, huh? I take less damage. And this gives me the option of holding up a mana to find Torch. Which we did not find the Torch. So, sorcery... instant... land? Alright, hold. No Sunfall? I have Sunfall in hand. Oh, you wanted me to cast Sunfall that turn. Yeah, that was probably better, right? Yeah. Okay, well, we'd have been dead anyways because they had the burn spell. I think you're right, though. I think I should have cast Sunfall that turn. I know it has an Atraxa, but it's like 2 removal spells and the talent. I think it's good enough. Repair and Recharge. 5 mana sorcery. Return an artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. But it doesn't even get back creatures. Artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. We can't do that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, did they have 6? Oops. Oops. Whenever one or more non-creature, non-land permanents you control enter, put a counter on a creature. I guess. Maybe it's better to hold up Fountainport to sack the wall token. One last job. You had one job! Valia's Lieutenant. Alright, let's go here. I could have just let them have that, and then Brotherhood's ended the board with the 0-4 in play. Maybe that was better. I'm just going to pass. So one last job is 3 mana Spree, plus 2, so 5 mana total with 1 white. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then you can get mounts or vehicles or aura or equipment. But we don't have any of that stuff, so it's just straight up 5 mana, only return Atraxa. I kind of wish it like did something else. You know, the reason I at least I think that the reason that Elspeth Conquers Death seemed reasonable is that it did have additional uses, right? It was like pay 5 mana, kill your thing, then 2 turns later put a Atraxa into play. So at that point, it might just be better to play. It might just be better to play Elspeth Conquers Death, even though it's a little bit slower, because it just offers more utility. Okay, we can Emperor the Lieutenant. Unburial Rites. I would play Unburial Rites. The Ronin. Dude, Ronin plus Thalia's Lieutenant? Kinda sick. What about playing the Manifix land? The Manifix land being Cascading Cataracts. Oh, so you can make treasures. You can make mana for Atraxa. So the cool thing about Fountainport is it also makes treasures. So I don't know if you need that, because Fountainport can make treasures for the thing. Oh, Duke Make wins the match. Okay. Like I said, it used to be really good when they had Karn, but without Karn, it may not be that good. Okay, we're on the draw. Sand is kind of sus in the draw, but let's try it. I do know that I do like the Ruric Thar. Ruric Thar is very good against Lotus Field. Alright, give me a torch. Torch my ass. No, Sunfall's not bad. Is that a keep? That lets me turn 4 creativity? Probably, right? I mean, it is awkward to keep a non-removal spell here, but I think you gotta keep that. Okay. Angel's historically not great against Sunfall. I think I'm probably still going to cast the Virtue this turn. Even if I have to curve, like, creativity into Sunfall, it's still probably okay. We tried Gruul vehicles the other day in Nickel and Dime, and it felt okay. I didn't feel like vehicles was that bad. I think that the particular list that we played was not super ideal, but I think in a general sense, vehicles is probably okay. Past that, I mean, just Mono Green's still very good. Like, Mono Green is arguably one of the best decks right now. So if you're interested in playing 8 elves, then I would suggest maybe looking at Mono Green. It's probably your best bet. Sunfall card's pretty good, huh? Bishop. How does my opponent beat a Sunfall? Alright. I'll take 2. They don't play removal, right? Okay, I was gonna say if I draw land, I might not go for this, but I want to go for this because I may not draw land next turn. And honestly, there's a chance that I may not even cast the Sunfall with the Atraxa in play. Like, I might just win the game with this. I don't need to cast the Sunfall yet, right? Enchantment, land... Instant? Done? Alright, go. Discard Atraxa. Skyclave does not count. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, does not count. I'm falling faster down to... This deck is cooking. God damn. This card's pretty good, huh? It's not bad. What about Elves decks? Elves, like, just the tribe, or the creature type. I mean, that deck is not great into Phoenix. Not the best into Phoenix. Like, do I even have to do anything? I guess I'll play Fable. What's the price to pay? Is there a stock roots list? I feel like I haven't seen as much roots, but I have seen a lot of the Yigra food decks. Not nearly as much roots floating around though. Righteous Valk. Probably should kill Giada, right? They're gonna gain a bunch of life off the bishop though. Okay, maybe I do have to cast the Sunfall. They have 2 cards in hand. Wait, I could Virtue to put a counter on my Atraxa? Now we're cooking. Do I want to discard any of these cards? I think these 2. Was really hoping I would not draw the 3rd Atraxa. That's kind of awkward. Okay, that makes things really awkward, because now I can't cast the creativity. No, this was just something that I wanted to... This was we had a discussion in chat, and we were talking about specifically creativity with Caretaker's talent. But yeah, this is mostly a brew. Okay, we got a chump there. I mean, again, I just don't have to cast the Sunfall, right? You know what I might do? I might just pass and start making treasures off Fountainport. Because I think what might end up happening this game is I might be in a position where I need to Sunfall and then hardcast the Atraxa. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm just gonna start making treasures. And play towards, like, the worst case scenario that I have to end up casting the Sunfall, and then after I cast the Sunfall, I want to be able to make sure I can cast the Atraxa in my hand. So let's just do that. Okay. So now that we have the third treasure, we don't have to use the Fountainport to make treasures. I should have played this pre-combat. Yeah. Because then I could have drawn a card off the Fable token. It's fine, though. Because I can just go Talent. I was going to say Talent copy Fable token, but now I can't. I mean, I guess we just go here and then pass. I mean, I could also do this, right? Just do this. Copy here, draw 2. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Dead creativities. Okay, go. I mean, I don't think we can ever lose this game. I'm not sure that's possible. So I think we're fine. We can even level up Talent next turn. Attack with some 5/5s. Do I think creativity is too mana intensive? No. I mean, you need to play it in the right deck. But I think in the right deck, it's totally fine. Oh, right. I forgot this is only on level 1. That's fine. Just go here. All those treasures that I made going to waste. 3 7/7s, by the way. Why are they still playing? Oh, they got something. Chat, they have something. Alright, fine. I will go to 30-44. Your turn. What's the difference between creativity and transmogrify decks? I think the big difference is that the transmogrify decks frequently play artifacts. So, like, they play Reckoner Bankbuster and such because... And that is kind of an upside, right? There's basically... The upside is you get to play stuff like Bankbuster, and I think the other... What's the 2-mana one that makes a 1/1? The treasure token. I forget the briefcase. So, like, sometimes they play Briefcase, sometimes they play Bankbuster, Carrot Cake, stuff like that. But the downside is that creativity is much worse against spot removal. For example, if your opponent has a Fatal Push or a Go for the Throat, Transmogrify at most can only target one thing at a time. So, you know, creativity is much better against removal spells, and I think that's kind of the big upside. I've been loving Pioneer. I've been having a great time. I think this format's a lot better. Okay, that's fine. Go. Your turn. I passed. This is a rare instance where I would rather have the 4th Atraxa. Again, I don't need it, but... Alright, are they finally going to force me to cast Sunfall? I think they might. X equals 4. Yeah, I think there's no reason to respond to this. Because there's a good chance I'm going to have to cast Sunfall anyways. So. Yeah, we can start making 5/5 fishes. Alright, fine. I'll cast the Sunfall if you insist. It's going to take us a while to kill them, because they're at so much life. Like, I know that we can't lose this game, but it might take us a while. Hey, weren't they just at 6 life? What happened there? They gained 40 life that turn. That's not fair. I want to gain 40 life. Streamer says at 51. First world problems. Alright, make a treasure, draw 2, untap. I don't know if I need to shock, but I'm going to. I want to gain my 7 life first. Yeah, 16, 16. A big token. Big token. Alright, 58. I will cast the Sunfall card. I don't need 2 Fountainports. I guess the one way that I could lose this game is if I deck myself with Caretaker's talent. So I may at some point end up get losting my own talent. Yeah, we don't exile the Atraxa. I'm definitely not playing more talents though. That's not happening. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Definitely not playing more talents. Actually, I should have kept the creativity, because at some point I can... Okay, they quit. I was going to say, at some point if they make a giant board, I can creativity their stuff. And that could have been like a line that I wanted to take. Okay, so these bad. This one's pretty good, right? Because they have the 2/4 that pumps all their stuff. I don't really know how I want to approach this matchup, because I have a lot of options. I think these are all reasonable cards. Question is... You know what might be bad is this stuff. Like the stuff that only deals 3 damage. Because a lot of their stuff has 4 toughness, right? They have the 1/4 and the 2/4. So maybe something like this? Well, I guess in that vein, Brotherhood's End is also bad, right? I do like the Elspeth. Because again, you can let them gain a bunch of life, and then Elspeth is really good if they have the 2/4. No. No, thank you. See? Perfect. It's exactly where we want the Atraxa anyways. Speak. Pathway on white. Yeah, I'll hold up Volley. Good chance I want to cast Volley this turn. Just so I can use my mana. Because I might draw a 2-drop. Until it was finally true. What makes it more true now than it was before Quit Swinging? Ooh. That's not bad. Not bad. Tokasia's welcome. What do you do first? Fable or Caretaker? It's probably Fable. Because then next turn you can just go Caretaker's level copy Fable token. Lotus is good, Mono Green is good, Rakdos can't handle winning announcement. Yeah, I think my biggest issue with Mono White has and always will be the Phoenix matchup. I think that matchup is kind of sketchy. Alright, let's go here. Here. I'm going to copy the Shaman token pre-combat, just in case they want to trade. I'm not going to volley the Skyclave, though. I'll let them trade. God, Caretaker's talent is so good with Fable. Getting to copy a Shaman token is disgusting. This is kind of the first time that I've ever done that. Have you seen the Mono White splashing blue for Mockingbird and Reflector Mage? I haven't, but that kind of makes sense. Like just Mono White humans with Mockingbird. Mockingbird Thalia's Lieutenant sounds sick. That's something I didn't think about. Okay, so draw a card. That's fine. Yeah, gain life. That's also fine. And then we can kill the Righteous Valk. Begging you. Okay, I go there. And then I think we play Temple, try to find a Creativity. Bottom that, and then hold up the Emperor to make a token on their turn and draw a card. Alright, Eccles has a song request for us. She got some Muse. Alright, in the queue, Eccles, just for you. Which one's Parting Gust? Oh, Parting Gust is the 2-mana flicker a creature, but if you gift, then you can exile it for good, right? That's that one. Does not say X or less, and does not say you control. I kid you not, the first time that I read Mockingbird, I thought it was terrible because I thought it was X or less. And I actually think the YouTube video that I made when we were discussing spoilers had specifically mentioned that, and I felt bad because I was like, well, actually, it works differently than I thought it did. Is it worth drawing a card now? They have 4 cards left in hand. The issue with drawing a card is if I play the Emperor, they can just kill it. Maybe that's fine, though. I'm kind of weirdly racing them. Yeah, let's do it. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I could channel too. Maybe that was better. Yeah, channeling could have been a little bit better there. Because I still draw the card, but then I don't lose the Emperor. I'm just debating... Like, what I kind of want to do is make them commit more to the board. And I kind of want them to play into the Sunfall, you know? So the 2/2 actually gives me a better attacker this turn. And that was, I think, my theory. Was that it, like, puts more pressure on them and maybe makes them commit more into the Sunfall. But it's close. So they block here with this, take 4. Oh, they don't block. Okay. Yeah, see, here's the question. Do I actually want to commit more? Like, what are they going to do next turn? Basically, the question that I'm asking myself is, are they going to have a turn that forces me to Sunfall? Because I think if the answer to that question is yes, then I don't play the Fable. And I think there's a good chance they make me Sunfall next turn. So I think Builder's Talent is better than Birth for 2 reasons. One, the rebuy non-creature, non-land permanent is massive because you can get back Planeswalkers. And 2, you don't actually want to play a lot of basic Planes because you are a creativity deck. So I only have 1 basic Planes, and I think if you're playing Birth of Melitis, you need at least 2, maybe 3. But I don't want to play a bunch of basic Planes is the issue. And like I said, just rebuying Emperor is kind of sick with this card. Can't get back Emperor? Why not? Return target non-creature, non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. I think Emperor is a non-creature, non-land permanent, right? No, there is some of the, I think you're thinking of something else. There is some that do that, yeah. But that's why Talent is so good. It just gets back anything. Talent's crazy. Alright, so we do have to cast the Sunfall. So we can go Sunfall into Fable. The mana investment. Yeah, but like, again, Talent just plays so much better later into the game because you have 4 Emperors, and getting back an Emperor is huge with this card. Or getting back a Fable. Like, it's just really good. Getting back Caretaker's Talent. You have a ton of good targets to get back. I was going to say, if they're smart, they might block with the Skyclave there. Because we get 2 Skyclave tokens, which are both 3/3s. And then I think we just go Fable, hold the land in hand, because I might discard the land to the Fable. Now, to be fair, they do still have 5 cards in hand, so they might be able to rebuild pretty easily after this. We'll see. Okay, there's Bishop. Unfortunately, we haven't found a get lost for the Takasia's Welcome yet. It's been able to kind of keep them afloat. Like, if they didn't have Welcome, they would have a lot less cards in hand. What's up, clans? I am cooking. We're doing a little bit of chefery today. A little bit of chefing. Okay, that is about as good as it gets. Question. How about we do this? How about we go here and attack them for 14? They have one good block here. They can take 11. I'm trying to get them into casting Get Lost on the 8/8 token, which they don't do. Is there anything they could have if I creativity for X equals 1 targeting a treasure token? They probably don't have second Boseiju, right? What else could they have? Get Lost, can't kill the treasure. Destroy Evil, can't kill the treasure. I don't know what else they could have. I think it's pretty safe. And I don't want to put 2 Atraxas into play, because I want to keep more Atraxas in my deck for more creativities after the fact. I mean, I have 3 treasures. I could just take this. It's probably fine, right? Creature... Sorcery... Instant... Land? No, take Fountainport, maybe? No, I'm going to take Mountain, because I want to go Torch, kill the Resplendent Angel. Which enchantment is better, Talent or Fable? Probably Fable. And then we go Mountain. No, not that. Kill this, sack this. And I have to kill the Resplendent Angel now. Oh, hold on, let me turn off auto yields. I'm going to top that. And then I guess I'm going to wait until they play a creature, and then I'll kill the Welcome with Get Lost. Which I think is something I want to do. I mean, I don't think it matters. Again, I think we're in a position where we probably can't lose this game. Yeah, Builder's level 3 gets the Emperor. That's why I want to play it so much. It gets Emperor, Fable, and Caretaker's Talent, which is all pretty huge. Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not going to use the treasures. I want to keep the treasures in play because of this. Because I can go Shaman token, get a 3rd treasure, and then I'll have 3 to cast the Atraxa. What's up, Rage Koala? We are chefing it up today. How hard is it to learn the MTGO UI? Personally speaking, I don't find it super difficult, but I mean, people learn differently. The one thing that I would strongly recommend is just going into the practice game, just practice games. Like setting stops and all these different kinds of things, like the layout and stuff. It's a lot of practice, because if you're used to Arena, it is very different from Arena. But the practice cues are very good for that stuff. I'm gonna do this because I want the treasure. How would you change this for Explorer Best of 1? I don't know what the Explorer metagame is, so it's hard for me to say. How different is there anything in this deck that's not legal, I guess is my question. What am I doing here? Probably this. Pass, hold up, Virtue, Get Lost. You see Atraxa and Fable in the same hand? I mean, they're a match made in heaven, right? I like it. I'm in danger. I repeat, I am in danger. All right, give me a piece of removal, please. Nope. We haven't seen this deck go against Vamps or Amalia yet. Yeah. Well, the problem is we will never see it go against Vamps or Amalia. Different times. Different times. Things are not looking great for us. This is not ideal. All right, not ideal. You would not believe how many questions I've had about temples already. Streamer, don't you know that surveillance are strictly better than temples? Streamer. Realistic, I've only had like a couple of questions, but I'm making it sound worse. Creativity is just a better card because you can target non-creature tokens. Not only can you target non-creatures, but you can also target multiple things to play around removal better. Like, just as a card, Creativity is... I'm not going to say strictly better, but, like, you can target non-creatures, you can target multiple things, you can target your opponent's stuff. Like, it is just a better card than Transmogrify. I mean, I have to trade, but I don't know how I win if I trade. Yeah, we're just dead. This matchup seems unwinnable. Well, at least game one. And we don't have a lot in the board, but we have some stuff. 2 talent. 1 Emperor. No, you know what? I'm just going to cut all the talents. I just don't have the time for talent in this matchup. Alright, play first. I would like to play first. I see a Helix and a Wrath. I keep. I mean, fall is nice if it weren't for the random spikes in weather. It's very, very unpredictable, you know? Like, you walk out of your house in the morning with a hoodie on because it's so cold, and then you just don't need the hoodie later on. I'll top that. I think we got time for it. Probably should kill that main phase, because they have stupid Monstrous Rage. I just want to draw Helixes every turn. Okay. I need a... Ooh, a missed land drop, huh? I like that for me. That's good. We might have time. Okay, I couldn't get lucky enough for them to miss 2. To be perhaps have a Whacker of the Bush. Aloe Alchemist. People love this card. I kind of hate it. Kind of hate that card. Like, I get why it's in the deck, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something better than Aloe Alchemist. I don't know what that is, but I feel like there's got to be something better. Thought about doing a transmog version of this with Atraxa, so you get Forge, Bankbuster. Yeah, that's the one upside to playing Transmogrify, even though it is a much worse card than Creativity. The upside is you get to play Bankbuster, Forge, and that stuff. But, I don't know, like, is Forge even that good? It is good, like, it gives you a target for Transmogrify, which is nice, but I don't know. Yeah, like, I could see Inti being better. Alright, so... I mean... What if I just took the damage? 4, 7, 10, 12, go to 5. Basically, is the Emperor worth gaining... I mean, it's 6 life, right? Because I'm gaining 4 and 2. But if I'm... like, I'm thinking if I'm going to Sunfall anyways... Is it better to just take the damage and save the Emperor for the turn after Sunfall? Why take the damage? Because I'm casting this anyways, right? I mean, I guess I could just plus the Emperor next turn. It's probably okay. Make token block. No, I think doing it this way is way better. I guess this is worse if they have Blossoming Defense. Okay. So I'm taking basically the same amount of damage. Right? Yeah, and then we go here. Plus... You know what? Your Bushwhacker can have a counter, because I'm such a nice guy. I think doesn't usually play Blossoming Defense. Really? I would think they would, but... Like, you would even imagine if they're playing this card, they're more likely to want Blossoming Defense. I'm kind of surprised they don't. Okay, that's fine. That I'm okay with. So, make a deuce, play tap land, start making treasures. Because I want to hardcast the Atraxa. They don't play Slickshot? Wait, so you're telling me they're playing Aloe Alchemist, but not Slickshot? That can't be right. There's no way. What? Ain't no way. I refuse to believe that Aloe Alchemist is better than Slickshot. Maybe it's because they don't have enough spells? Is that what it is? I guess, but... I mean, just play some more spells, you know? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna play Fable. Even if I make a treasure off of Fountainport this turn, I can't cast the Atraxa next turn. Alright, well, they're off it anyways. Game tree. So now we have to do that on the draw, which seems a lot more difficult. Yeah, see, this is more like what I want to do. This is what I'm talking about. Swift Spear, Soul Scar, Questing Druid, Slickshot, Rage, Play with Fire, Atarka's Command. This one has Snakeskin Veil. I don't know if that's better or worse than Blossoming. Light Up the Stage, Kumano Talent. Like, this looks like a much better deck than what our opponent's playing. Yeah, I guess it's different, right? This is no Bushwhacker. I know. I guess that's the difference. But I guess what I'm saying is that I think that the Prowess deck just looks a lot better than the other deck, you know? I know they're different, but they have some similarities in terms of they're both, you know, red aggressive decks. Right. What's the theory behind playing, like, the Bushwhacker or Atarka stuff instead of playing the Prowess cards? Like, what matchups do those give you benefits in? And, like, this card, too. Because I noticed the other version didn't have this card. Yeah, it's faster. I guess the speed gives you an edge against Phoenix. I could buy that. Yeah, that's a good point, too. The Hardfire Hero is good with the plot creatures. I think we're cooked this game. Why Creativity over Transmogrify? I mean, Creativity is just a better card. Like, you don't have to target just creatures, you can target your opponent's stuff, you can target multiple things, so it's better against removal. Indomitable Creativity is a much better card than Transmogrify. I think I'm blocking this, because it's the best if they have Rage. I'm curious as to... There's been a lot of people asking me about Transmogrify over Creativity. I mean, I still have a decent amount of utility lands. I'm at 2? Alright, we're dead. How the hell am I at 2? Alright, well, I guess I answered my question about why play the Bushwhacker stuff over the non-Bushwhacker stuff, huh? Surely I'll draw a third land, right? I mean, is this a good 6-card hand? Because it is a 6-card hand. It's actually probably not a good 6-card hand, right? Yeah, it's actually... I changed my mind. I'm mulliganing. Well, this is a worse 6-card hand. Alright, fine. If you insist. If you insist. Look, it's better than 4, you know? I'm playing Naya Energy in Modern FNM tonight. I've been convinced by Jose that splashing Malevolent Rumble is a good idea. I don't know if I agree with it, but... Basic Planes. Why couldn't we play 2 Voltborn Tyrant and 1 Atraxa? 2 Voltborn, 1 Atraxa, so we can Creativity X equals 3. Well, Atraxa is much better when you're doing Creativity for 1. And there are a decent number of matchups that you don't have time to wait till 5 mana. So, if the odds are, you know, if there's a situation where like you X equals 1 and you might hit Voltborn, I'd rather just play all Atraxas at that point, because Atraxa is a better card. So the first card was a 6-card hand because it had Atraxa, and Atraxa in your opening hand isn't worth that much. That's what I meant by that. Because, like, we're really never casting Atraxa. I mean, so at some point, maybe, but not with that hand. Please attack. No. No. You're supposed to attack. Fine, I'll wait. Waiting is bad if I draw Creativity, I guess. I guess we're playing this now. Doesn't feel great, because now they get to attack. No, it's just a very... It's like, it's pretty obvious I have this card. Like, I have white mana, I've been doing nothing the whole game, you know? It's as obvious as me having Emperor as your green-white opponent passing with 4 mana. You know, it's like, what do they have? It's very obvious they have Collecting Company, you know what I mean? So, no, the no attack made sense. Ayo. Give me a Creativity, please. I think I'm discarding the talent. I just really have to find Creativity. Okay. That's not ideal. Maybe discarding talent was bad. I just didn't think I had a lot of time for it, is the issue. There's no way to go. Doing this main phase so they don't gain more life. Not sure if that's worth it, but you can go Fountainport, sack treasure, draw a card, and then have like a small card advantage engine going. Sideboard Elishnorn would be nice here. We beat this deck earlier. I don't think it's even that bad of a matchup. We have a bunch of sweepers. They don't really have a good way to kill Atraxa. It didn't feel that bad when we played it earlier. 5/7 Righteous Valkyrie. Sus. Okay, so we need a Sunfall now. This is a spot where Atraxa might not be good enough. Alright, Sunfall me. Sunfall me. It is not a Sunfall. I don't have a turn, right? 20... No, not even close. Alright, dead. Dead. Alright, Sunfall me, Elspeth, Get Lost, 2 Volley. Then we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 damage stuff is just not that good because they have a lot of X4s. But keeping a couple of torches to be able to kill Giada early, and then a couple of these to be able to put back Atraxas was the idea. But Helix is just not where you want to be against them. Alright, play first. Yeah, probably good enough. It's turn 4 Creativity on the play. And I don't think they have a ton of removal spells post-board. Or in general. Hey, Timmy. Ooh. Okay. New plan. Could just Virtue next turn. That is another reason to keep the torches, too, is they do play elves. Okay. Tap out, tap out, tap out. Oh, that's fine. I accept. I accept. I accept these terms and conditions. So, go next. Feels like a go next angle. I believe. Alright, so Planeswalker, Sorcery, Instant, Enchantment, Land. And discard this. Go. Isn't Tyrant better than Atraxa since he makes a token for Caretaker in a way? Only if they're killing it. I mean, the issue... So, there's a couple of considerations to playing Vaultborn Tyrant, because I think the main consideration is that it makes Creativity X equals 2 a little bit better. But my big issue with Vaultborn Tyrant is it is so much worse when you're doing X equals 1. So, if you're only putting one creature into play, I would basically every single time much rather put Atraxa into play, and I think that's the big difference for me. And with the speed of the format the way it is, with like more prowess decks and things like that, I think I would much rather be set up for the games where you have to do X equals 2, or sorry, X equals 1, because you're more frequently going to be in a spot where you have to cast Creativity earlier than not, Yeah, Lotus Field too. That's fine. When the Sundown... I mean, Takasia's Welcome is really good, but it can only keep up with Atraxa in, sometimes. Probably not this game. I can start pumping up stuff with the Virtue. Can also go... Yeah, honestly, I might just cast Virtue this turn. Maybe it's better to flip Talent, though, because Talent's more damage. Not sure. Okay, they just take it all. 5, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 3, 4. Okay, nah, I changed my mind. Let's do this. Sundown. I go here, copy Shaman token. We can flip the Talent next turn. That's pretty good too, because now we can kill the Welcome. I will say, Caretaker's Talent plus Fable the Mirror Breaker is a really sick engine. Those two cards have been very impressive together. I mean, they're both individually powerful cards in their own right, but they also work very well together, which is nice. Doomwake wins. All right, game 3, all the marbles. I think, Chad, I think we broke it. We did kind of get mushed by prowess, though. We've also played against Angels twice, so, take that as you will. With a grain of salt. This hand's busted. I also like this card a lot. I know we really haven't... It hasn't come up a lot. It actually hasn't come up yet at all. But the reason I like Builder's Talent so much is because the chapter, or the level 3, can rebuy either Talent or Fable or Emperor. So you have a lot of good targets for the level 3 on this. Do I have to kill their Bishop? I think I'd rather kill their 3-drop than Bishop. Well, that's awkward. My mana's kind of tied up this game is the issue. Like, yeah, I don't know. max. I have to kill that, I think. Which means I cannot play Fable this turn. Yeah, we have to just hold up removal for this. Could have main phased it in case they have Coco. Yeah, I'm now realizing that. Probably was supposed to main phase this. Okay, well, if they're just going to do this, then this is fine. So, kill this, they get a token, and then hopefully they don't hit second Valkyrie. That would not be ideal. How bad is it? That's not that bad, right? Winnable. Winnable game. I can live with that. I'm at 18. And they have 2 cards in hand. Fable Tapland, maybe? Because that gets me 2 more looks to creativity next turn. And I have to dig here, because I need to find creativity. Alright. Please give me creativity off the top. Creativity, please. For what matchups are your creatures in your sideboard? So initially, and maybe this is just kind of pre-ban mono green brain, I thought that Void Winnower was still good against mono green, but I did take a look at a recent deck list. True. I did take a look at a recent deck list for mono green, and I'm thinking that Void Winnower may not be as good as I thought it was, because now that they don't have Karn anymore, it's, what are you actually shutting off? But Ruric Thar is still very good against Lotus Field, so I think Ruric Thar is worth playing. Not sure if Void Winnower is worth playing, though. Spell Skittles, couldn't have been any better spoken. Thank you for the 37-month resub, Spell Skittles. 3, 6, 10, 14. Alright, it's not 18. Now we need a Sunfall. Sunfall me, please. Sunfall me, dealer. 1, 2. 07. We did our best. This matchup is good if you can draw Sunfall. Fountainport is much better than Mirex because Fountainport makes treasures, so it gives you the ability to hardcast Atraxa. And it also draws cards. So it is a lot better than Mirex. Oh god, we're playing against Mexi. I can't beat Mexi. They're gonna chain it. I don't have the Ash, so I lose. Alright, mono white. Mexi would play mono white. That helps. What is a good choice for the modern super qualifier? Just play Mardu. I think Mardu is probably the best deck, because Mardu is favored in the heads up energy matches. Because Bowmaster and I'm gonna kill that. Bowmaster and Nightmare are so good in the energy mirrors. No, I don't think Rel's good enough for Pioneer. What? I'll take the free damage, the free life. Don't need that. Just don't play Thalia this turn. Please, whatever you do. Do not cast Thalia. I repeat, do not cast Thalia. That I'm okay with. That I am A-okay with. Bad romance. Il Fable. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Rel is good in. It's probably good in Standard, but I don't think it's good enough for Pioneer. What do you want to play it in? Rub my mind. Da romance. I will declare no blocks. No blocks are being declared. In a mid-range deck with a lot of wizards. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't sound that appealing to me is the issue. Alright, so give me here and here. So here's the question. Do we cast Creativity or Sunfall? I think it's Creativity because I'm under the impression their only out to Atraxa is the Brutal Cathar. And if they go Brutal Cathar, am I dead? 2, 4, 6, 8. No, I got a 1, right? Yeah, they could. I guess they could play Ossification, but even in that case, they go Ossification on land, Animate Mutavault, hit me for 8, I got a 1. Next turn, Sunfall, clear everything, get Atraxa back. Oh, but I guess if they have Ossification, I wouldn't get the Atraxa back. How often do they play Ossification? It'd be pretty bad if they had it. I mean, Sunfall is the safe line, right? Yeah, Sunfall is definitely the safe line. Let's just do that. Let's just take the safe line. Because my hand is so good that I think I'm willing to take the safe line here. And then next turn, we can just Creativity the Fable with a mana left over, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the safe line. Oh, I could just Creativity the Sunfall token too. Right, yeah. Is there a world where we hold up Emperor? I think Emperor is worse than Sunfall. Because I could see myself getting into a situation where they go Animate Mutavault. They go like Animate Mutavault, play Thalia's Lieutenant, and then maybe my Emperor's not good enough because they're going too wide. You know, there's some things that I think make that kind of bad. All right, I'm going to do this so I can hit... leaving up a red in case I find Torch is what I meant to say. We did find Torch. Do I even want to take Torch? Yeah, because it kills Mutavault. So instant, Planeswalker, Sorcery, Enchantment, Land. Done. Go discard Temple. No, you're good, Tropius. Funny enough, I've actually had a lot of people ask that question today, which is kind of surprising to me. It's much better against interaction, I think, is my my final verdict. So we're doing this and this. And then I think last time we cut all of these, and I want to say I cut the Virtues, which I think makes sense. Like, you're not trying to play a long game against them. I mean, you can, but it's just like kill other stuff like Creativity. So the Virtues just aren't really as good in that plan. Sand's not bad. Do you ever want to play the new 2-green instant that makes a food and draws a card? If I was playing a 3-color mana base, yes. But I think with this current setup, it's kind of not tenable. And I also think that 3-color Creativity decks for Pioneer specifically are a lot harder because the mana's worse, you don't have fetch lands, things like that. Yeah, Hearse in the side would be good too. Did I main phase the volley? No, because they could play the 1/4. What does Caretaker's Talent do in your deck? Pump tokens, draw cards every once in a while. Yeah, it's mostly here for the plan base. So in situations where maybe for whatever reason you can't go for Creativity or your creativities are taxed in some way, then it's a way to like sort of, you know, in combination with Fountainport making 1/1s, Emperor making 2/2s, all of those things combined with Caretaker's talent, like you can kill them with it, but it's also just kind of there is a card advantage engine where you go Caretaker's talent and then like make a copy of Fable token that gets you more treasures. So you can maybe hardcast Atraxa and just gives you more mana. So it does a decent number of things. But that was kind of the whole idea, where we're trying out Caretaker's talent to see if it's good enough in this shell. Oh, they just let that resolve. They should have sacked. But it's been pretty good so far. I've been impressed with Caretaker's talent. Okay, that's fine. Give me a white source. Never didn't have it. Dun, 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 dun. But I've been very impressed with Caretaker's talent. And what's also nice is that because Caretaker's talent triggers on both players' turns, you can go, like, you have Caretaker's talent in play, you play Fable on your turn, draw a card, and then maybe on their turn you Mirex to make a token or something like that. Like, there's kind of some cool things you can do that way. Okay, this is interesting. Because if I Emperor in response and I don't draw land, I can't cast Creativity. So I actually... Huh. I wonder if I'm not supposed to cast the Emperor here. It's still probably okay, right? Because I can go Emperor in response, make a token end of turn. If I don't draw land, then I can just get lost the Thalia or something. Sure, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. We go make a 2/2. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, never didn't have it. We go here. They have 2 cards in hand. They could have a Get Lost. Or some other way to kill Atraxa. So let's take Sorcery, Enchantment, Instant, Land. I'm not going to put the Atraxa in hand. Then I'll just make a 2/2. Dun, dun. Yeah, I think that also may be one of the biggest reasons to play Transmogrify over Creativity is the fact that you can play both Bankbuster and Hearse. And those are certainly good reasons to play Transmogrify. But I'm also not convinced that you need those cards in the sideboard. Well. Target acquired. All at me, huh? I should prevent the most amount of damage, right? I guess their last card could be Brave the Elements. Okay. Let's cast this. Deal 3. I guess... hold on. I should respond... and I should use the Emperor first. Because if their last card is Brave, my Emperor still dies to Brotherhood's End. So I guess the best way to play around that is plus? Like, there's no... Nah, I guess it doesn't matter, right? There's no difference. Because if I make a token, then it just dies to this anyways. Okay. Well, now we're chilling. Really thought they were on Parting Gust. Oh, that instead of Ossification? Yeah. Now the game's just kind of over, right? That's fine. Also fine. I can live with that. No mutable attack. I guess they want to activate Officer. I mean, they're just going to scoop to the Get Lost, right? Can confirm. Can confirm they are just going to concede to the Get Lost. Okay. So, 4-1. What did we learn? What did we learn? Well, we lost to Angels and Gruul Prowess. which I think the Gruul matchup is the way that our deck is constructed. In theory, like, it doesn't sound like it should be that bad, where we have Helixes, a bunch of cheap removal, but the Caretaker's talents are not very good in that matchup, so like that kind of aspect of the deck just doesn't come up that much. Angels, I mean, that matchup just comes down to whether or not you draw Sunfall, so. But I was very impressed with, with Caretaker's talent specifically, where that card allows you to get a lot more card advantage. So in games where you can't find creativity, you can talent to make, like, you start making tokens, you get deeper into your deck to find the creativity. And in games where you either don't have access to creativity or don't have a good window to cast it, then just talent, making tokens with other stuff, and then pumping the talent. I mean, there was that game that we played against Angels where we had 2 flip talents and we were just making a 5/5 every turn with Fountainport. So pretty good, pretty cool deck. It needs a little bit of work, but I think that the initial shell is good. So if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, YouTube. YouTube!